G'day people, I'm Monster Dad and welcome back to our experimental playthrough up to 9.3 now. Again, just reminding me, gives me the shudders when I think of that because I've just got a terrible feeling when they bring this out of experimental, they're going to say, please start a new save game because it won't carry over. Okay, we'll see. We will see. Okay, I'll be doing some work. Quite a lot of work actually. Let me move the ghost. We can have a look. I'll do it. It's a terrible rainy day. It's only just become morning. It looks like night. So I'll be doing some work. As you can see, I started building this monster. Let me just put down, speaking of monsters, there's a plant monster that keeps spawning around here as well now. Let's turn it off. Bob's having a bath again. Bless him. He needs it. He needs it. And I can tell you. Yeah, I was just about to say we could sleep through rainstorms, but that's Minecraft, isn't it? Alright, let me put my light on so you can see. Okay, I've been pretty busy. Been making this thing. Yeah, I think I'm quite pleased with the way it's turned out so far. Kind of what I had imagined when I started. What my plan is, these are all really thin, long, thin rooms at the moment, but my plan is I'll start building around the edge here as well and just make these rooms a bit more hospitable because at the moment they're just a bit drab. I haven't done much with the inside. Well, actually, I haven't done anything with the inside in those apart from sealed a little area that I can go and rest in comfort. The other thing I've been doing, as you can see, the constructor and food processor have gone. So if we go in here, I started working on the factory. I haven't done any lighting or anything as yet, and I haven't done much in the way of texturing. I've textured the cargo extensions. That's the word I'm thinking of, so I can see those clearly. So I've got 3 cargo boxes at the moment. Materials. Obviously where all this goes. I've been up in space mining materials as well. Took a while, that did. When you can only carry get about 3/4 of a stack in a small SV and like 1/4 of a stack in your inventory, you have to do a lot of trips, I can tell you. So I've got one constructor here that will process the materials as and when I need them. I've got another constructor here that's just general construction. That inputs from the materials. That one inputs from materials and outputs back to materials as well, because it will do ingots and things like that. Carbon substrate, all the sort of things I need to build actual blocks. Once the blocks are built, this will draw from the materials and push out to the goods out, which is empty at the moment. And once things are in the goods out, what I can then do is just go into here, go to my goods out, and then move it to whatever cargo container these things need to be in, whichever I'm going to access. At the moment I've got blocks for base CV. I'll have another few cargo containers as well for SVHV, probably a small one for things like meds, O2, that kind of thing, fuel. Actually the one for fuel probably won't be a small one because the fuel takes up a lot of volume, I can tell you. Food processing, I've got this fridge processes food in and out of this, this processor processes food in and out of this fridge. This one processes meds and stuff in and out of this fridge. So that's how I've set those up. And I'll probably be adding another couple, at least one more constructor, a deconstructor when I get some flux coils, and a furnace will be in here as well to help process ores into ingots to ease the burden of this particular constructor. I haven't done anything else with our power room as yet, so it's still the same as it was previously. I'll show you the rest of the place. Oh, that went really fuzzy then, didn't it? I will put a door on this eventually. It's just that this room isn't sealed, so you know, why bother? So up here, come through a door to this one, Again, no texturing or any deco as such. I've just been trying to get the basics of the base put together and the layout. So this is sealed, so I've got a comfy little area here. This one goes up 2 floors to the roof, so I've got a floor here which I'll do something with. Nice views when it's not heaving down a rain. Next floor is much the same, apart from I chuck my bed in there. And then the roof, for watching out for that plant monster. Every time I come out of here I see that copper rock and I keep thinking that's the plant monster when I glance at it. I should go and get rid of that copper rock and then I won't need to be worried about that. I haven't decided whether I'm going to extend this one more level or not. I think I might actually. Let me just get my drone out without knocking me off the ceiling. Yeah, so what I might do is extend it one more level and then the top level actually widen it slightly, and then I can have a landing pad for my SV, because I don't think I'm going to build a hangar as such. What I'm likely going to do is extend this area out here. What I might do is turn this into a quite a nice bridge, as long as the water doesn't disappear when I take the blocks away. Is like a nice bridge, and over here, utilising this land here, will be a parking area for HVs, SVs, etc. I'm thinking of doing that. This is going to disappear. The reason I've still got these cargo boxes here is because I do have some niff-naff and trivia that don't fit into the 3 cargo storage I've got in the base at the moment. So once I extend that, I can start getting rid of these things and then go from there. So yeah, so that's what we've got at the moment on McMonster Island. Next time I go to space as well, I'll show you something. It's really easy to find this base when you're in space. This lake and this, well, it's not really a lake. From sea, it looks, from space, it looks like a vast sea. So this sea with this huge island in the middle of it, you can see it clearly from space. So it's really easy to find a way back. I hadn't actually considered that when I chose this as a spot, but I might bear that in mind when I choose spots in future, because it is really handy when you're coming back down to the planet to actually be able to get straight down to where your base is, rather than have to fly halfway around the planet because you've come down the wrong place, particularly when you're flying past tons of hostiles as well, which I'm not doing at the moment. Oh, speaking of hostiles, thank you everybody for pointing out last lesson. No, it was a lesson for me actually. Lesson to pay attention at Monster Dad. when I killed that door in that control center for the mined area up in space, my Polaris rating did actually go down to unfriendly, and I completely missed it. Had you guys not pointed it out to me, I would have traipsed into Polaris territory, probably in this mining HV that is made of plastic, and I'd have been killed without a doubt. I would have been taken apart in pretty swift order. This is quicker than going down the lift. Hey, the sun's come out, so thank you for pointing that out. So I did go over to their territory, kill a few predators, and at least got up to neutral. So I've got a little bit of work to do to get back. I'm not too far off friendly, because I found the trade station as well up in orbit. So I do need to get to friendly so I can start trading with them. Anyway, this is a mess, isn't it? This is a complete mess. So that's how we stand at the moment. Let me go to the P menu. That's what I was looking for. Have a look at devices. So we're doing alright for solar. Oh, we were until it was cloudy and rainy all day. Yeah, they're all off. These cargo extensions use power as well. So idle. It doesn't say it on there. Where does it say it? It says it somewhere, but they do have an, I think it's 1 PU permanently. So they, when you've got a lot of them, they're going to eat through your power. So I think it's going to be pretty important to manage power, put sensors for lights, etc. in due course. Yeah, I'll need to add a few more solar panels, but I don't want them here. I'm not sure where I'm going to put the solar panels. Do you know what? The top of the mountain's probably a good idea for it, isn't it? I could just use the connector base and move them over to somewhere at the top there, out the way. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Yeah, then we don't get the shadow of the mountain. I don't know sure if the shadow of the mountain actually prevents solar panels from helping you charge or not, but you know, we can pretend they do. So that's where we're at the moment. Yeah, that Monster Island base is coming along. Yeah, I'm quite liking it. So what have we got planned? Okay, so I did a lot of exploration in orbit in between episodes. I haven't done any more exploration on the planet as such. Like I said, I found I think I found one of each of the asteroids up there. I found the trading station. As I mentioned, we'd already found the derelict ship and the minefield. What I want to do is go up and loot all the ships around that minefield, but it just isn't possible with the vehicles that I have. So my plan is I want to build an SV that's going to be a cargo hauler, and just, you know, build it actually in the Let's Play, so you guys can see it being built as well, just so we can make sure it can be done. Now bear in mind, I'm still pretty low level. I mean, I'm level 16, but I don't have access to any particularly good resources. I've only got access to the basic resources: iron, silicon, copper and cobalt at the moment. I don't have a warp capable vehicle, so I can't get out of the system. I don't even have tier 2 weapons at the moment. So this has all been built from carbon substrate, which is just logs or plant fiber and stone dust. So we're pretty low level when it comes to resources and what we can use. But what I've been doing a bit of experimenting in creative, and within a survival game that I'm running side by side that I use for like testing things, and I reckon we can build something. Let me get to a constructor. I need to go up a level actually, because the engines I need for this SV, oh no, I do have them. Yeah, level 15. So it's these. It's the large thruster jet, 3x7x3. They're pretty big for an SV. But the testing I did, I want to build an SV that's got the full maximum storage, 32,000 units for storage. And the testing I did with this, if you have around about 8 of these in each direction, particularly the upthrust, you can move round about 800 or 900 tons of cargo. Volume wise, with 32,000 volume, did a few bits of testing on that as well. For example, you get about 10 stacks of iron in that volume. It doesn't weigh much, but you get about 10 stacks, about 6 stacks of promethium, something like that. So it's not, 32,000 sounds like a lot, but it isn't a lot. And I also tested it with the tier 2 fuel tanks. I was trying to think of different things that you would find on these CVs, these derelict CVs up in space. And these are the sort of things you find. You'll find constructors, repair stations, obviously thrusters, stuff like that. So I was looking at some of those, and I quite frankly I was shocked. I can't see the tier 2 fuel tanks in that. Let me go to here. If you look at that, the volume is 180 SU, which, yeah, it's not a big deal. but the mass is 159 tons for one of them. Now, if you stuck 4 or 5 of those, which is quite feasible in the derelict CVs that or the wreckage CVs that you find around, you with 8 of those large thrusters, you'd barely get it off the ground, and that's all you'd be able to carry. So yeah, I tested a few other things. I mean, even though they're 75 tons, the tier 3 fuel tanks are 159 tons, but the typical things you'll find are the tier 2 tanks, 75 tons. What's the other one? It's like a gravity generator, 15 tons. Warp drive you occasionally find 40 tons. The T1 generators, 40 tons. RCS is another thing you'll find, 40 tons for the basic one, 60 ton for the purple one, and you usually find a couple of those. Thrusters, you find tons of small thrusters, 16 tons. Medium ones, you find tons of them, 24 tons. And occasionally you'll find one of these, 175 tons. I mean, you're not going to be able to move much without putting 20 or 30 of even these large thrusters in every single direction. So what I was trying to do was try and think of something that was a good vehicle that could feasibly built fairly early game, that could shift a decent amount of items. And the other thing I found is if you salvage this stuff and get the components from it, I know you don't get 100% of the components back, but you do get a reasonable amount of components back, even with blocks as well, like hardened plate. You save yourself so much weight space and so much volume, and you can take so much more, and then you can just bring it down to your base and actually build the stuff you need when you need it. And that's probably what I'm going to do, apart from a few choice items that I might want to keep. And it's a good way to get flux cores as well, taking these things apart. So I want to build something that can be built at this stage of the game. I know we're on episode 6, but I haven't progressed a lot with regards to resources and levels. I've spent a lot of the time exploring, building carbon substrate blocks and building this thing, so I haven't really done a lot. Like I said, not even warp capable SV. So what I want to do is build a warp capable SV that can carry, that has 32,000 volume cargo extensions on it, and can shift between 8 and 1,000 tons of cargo, and that's what we're going to build. And to do that, we need those 4 key resources: iron, silicon, copper, and cobalt, which we now have in pretty good quantities because I spent ages mining stuff, mining asteroids. Excuse me. Where did we put it? It's in that one, isn't it? Materials. So we're pretty good to go on these, and with those we can build every single thing that we need for this SV. So that is the plan. So I'm going to start crafting these things between episodes, and then what we'll do, probably over a couple of episodes, is start building this thing, because it's going to be a bit of a monster. Like I said, I need 8 of these thrusters at minimum in every direction, and they're 7 blocks long and 3 by 3, so they're pretty big, especially when you put 8 of them together. So that is the plan. It is a plan. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work, but it's a plan. I need somewhere to build it though. I'm probably going to just stick a little line of blocks out there, build up, because I need a bit of space under it, and then sort of build it from that, like a small platform that I can build it from. Yeah, and then once that's done, I've got plenty of promethium now as well, so I'm going to need to make a ton of fuel for this thing, because it will eat through fuel. My reckon it needs about 14 generators on it just to move it, just to keep you, and even then it goes over 100% power usage every now and then. Yeah, okay, but unlike the HVs, I think with the SVs it's about doable early game to get something, and then if you fancy building a big SV later on in the game when you've got access to a bit more resources, then yeah, there's nothing stopping you. You know, SV's gone wild. Nothing wrong with that. Small ship's gone bad, or small ship's gone big, or however you want to say it. Yeah, it should be fun. But yeah, it'll be a bit of a challenge building this. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not going to spend whole episodes building. What I'll probably do is just talk through the idea of what we're going to do in that episode, speed build a little bit for 5 minutes or so, and then do something else. So 2 or 3 episodes, I reckon we'll have it finished. Once we have that finished, I'm going to go up to that the minefield where all the derelict CVs are, and see how much we can carry. And from that, we'll get a very realistic, good idea of what we can do at this stage of the game with this new weights and volume system. So a bit of a test, and I think it'll be a good test. Look at that, the sun's going down. Beautiful view of the sunset from there. I didn't even plan it like that either. I didn't even realise the sun set in that direction until I had actually built this. But yeah, good. And in between episodes, I'll continue with the base as well. I won't do loads of digging and building in the base on camera, but what I'll do is I'll show you what I've done each and every time we get back. So yeah, so a bit of a shorter episode this time, just more of an update than anything else. Let you know of the plans and show you what's been done so far. But yeah. I'm looking forward to getting onto this SV. It's going to be a real challenge because mainly because the thrusters are just so big. I am going to build it from carbon substrate blocks as well, so it's not going to be a combat vessel. It is purely a haulage vehicle to go somewhere after it's been made safe and then loot, and that's what it's going to be for. Yeah, cool. Beans. I don't know why I'm sleeping in my tent. I've got a bed on a penthouse floor. Anyway, no sign of the plant monster. Good. Must have scared him off. We've had a couple of run-ins. I keep getting the better of him, but he did have a good bite out of my butt at one time, and it hurt. I had to use the old... Oh no, that's why the med thing's here actually. I didn't have it here before during the last episode. I don't think the reason I put it there is because that plant monster took a big chunk from me. I can tell you, huge chunk. They hit really hard, don't they? Yeah, I'd forgotten how hard they actually hit. Anyway, I'll stop yabbering now, and I'm actually going to call that an episode. Thank you for staying tuned. Press that like button if you enjoyed it so far. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate all subscribers. I'm Monster Dad, and I'll see you in the next episode. Later.